So I'm doing the final profiling on this banjo neck. It's to match a mandolin I made for a client last year. The way I approach the final profiling, aside from just eyeballing things, is I always establish a center line to work with. In this case, there is a walnut center stripe, so that's perfect center line. And I've established an even ridge line with the safety planer. The next thing I'm gonna do is kind of just go by feel. I've played banjos a lot, so I kind of know how it should feel. We're going for a C profile, which I think is the ideal profile for a banjo neck. And then I'm currently focusing on the middle part of the neck right here, and I'll use a pencil. And then I have 220 grit sandpaper, and then just kind of a pink rubber eraser. And then always have your respirator. If the weather's nice enough, I would totally just do this outside and still wear a respirator. But what I'll do with the pencil is kind of just draw a bunch of lines all throughout and just kind of scribble. You can do whatever shape lines you like, doesn't really matter. And that's just gonna help give me an idea where I've been working, where I've been sanding. And then if there's any high spots or low spots or uneven spots, there'll be some pencil marks remaining. So the other thing I'll use is a variety of scrapers. So this scraper is super useful with that profile. Then I'll just use this guy too. The places I'll mainly use the scraper are where the fingerboard meets the maple, because I want that to be nice and blended and melded into a nice kind of C-shape transition between the two pieces of wood. And I find the scraper is great for kind of creating that a little bit more control. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So respirator, sometimes I'll even wear like ear protection. This case here. So you could go like this and then go over again with the grain. Use a pink eraser backing. And then I'll actually use a water bottle. I'll use this water and I'll actually kind of just spritz this. It's gonna raise the grain. Also show any imperfections. Later on in the sanding, I'm not gonna use water. I'll switch to a denatured alcohol. It won't raise the grain and aggravate the wood fibers as much as water. Paper towel here. You don't want a whole lot of water, just damp paper towel. It's gonna highlight any imperfections too. I can already see just some old rasp marks and some scratches. So that's perfect. Obviously I haven't done the heel yet. I'm gonna save that. But it's looking pretty good. And then up here, some cross scratches from when I was leveling with the sandpaper. So before you go attacking this with sandpaper again, let the water like really evaporate. Otherwise you're gonna be sanding wet wood and it's gonna gunk up the sandpaper super quick and be frustrating. So again, don't use a lot of water, so it shouldn't take long to evaporate. And you know, I would stick with the 220 grit if that's where you're at right now. The last thing you want is to really create more scratches, more work, backtracking, unless you really messed up and need that really aggressive grit. So I'm gonna keep on kind of doing the final shaping and profiling, and gonna get back to work on it.